Gholdengo, aka Megabucks. In today's video, we're looking at a deck that had did pretty well in Kyoto, Japan recently, but also I had played against it round 1 at the League Cup I had went to, and I had actually asked for permission of my opponent, Nick Delatoro, so thank you, Nick, for allowing me to use the deck list that they had used and be able to shout them out in the video for even realizing that this deck was a thing in the first place, because I didn't know it existed before the Cup. So I'm very excited to show some gameplay and stuff of this deck, talk about the deck list and stuff, and go over it. So before we get into the deck list here, don't forget to leave a like, smash that subscribe button, because I really do appreciate it. And I really do appreciate all of your guys' support as well. So let's jump right in to that deck list. Alrighty guys, and here we are with that deck list. Gholdengo EX. We are going to be making it rain all over our opponents, hopefully. Gholdengo is a really unique card. It works similar to Chien-Pao, but also different in some ways, because Chien-Pao requires us to discard the energies off of our water Pokemon. Gholdengo makes us only discard from our hand. So Gholdengo will just make a rain attack for 1 metal energy 50 times, discard any number amount of energy cards from your hand 50 times each card discard this way. So if you discard 5, 50 times 5, 250. So it's a really unique card in that way, because we don't have to chuck our deck full of Frigibacks, Baxcaliburs, and rare candies and stuff to be able to do that. So it also has an ability coin bonus. Once during your turn, you may draw a card. If the Pokemon is in the active spot, draw an additional card. So if we have a Gholdengo in the active spot, we're going to draw 2, but if we have 1 on the bench, we're only going to be drawing 1 card. But we also got 1 copy of Palkia V and VSTAR in the deck for a backup attack with like Subspace Swell, but also Star Portal, which allows us to put 3 water energies on our water Pokemon in any way we like, which allows us to potentially attack with Radiant Greninja for Moonlight Shuriken at times in the game. We also play Manaphy to kind of protect all of our single, our Gimmighouls and our Feebas and stuff of that nature, but we also play the Feebas Milotic line, Milotic for the Do Guard. Whenever your opponent plays a supporter that would affect our hand, so Iono, Roxanne, or Judge, it prevents it. So keeping all the energies and stuff in our hand will be very crucial for this deck, because you want to be able to discard them to Gholdengo when you go to attack. So we also got like Worker to be able to discard Path and stuff, because Path definitely harms this deck a lot. And then it kind of works the same way as Chien-Pao does, with the Superior Energy Retrieval, is trying to get energies back into your hand after you would discard them, and to get that reoccurring thing going there. So for the full deck list here, we got 4 Gimmighoul, 4 Gholdengo EX, 1 Palkia V, 1 Palkia VSTAR, 1 Feebas, 1 Milotic, 1 Radiant Greninja, 1 Manaphy, 4 Worker, 2 Avery, 2 Irida, 1 Iono, 4 Battle VIP Pass, 4 Energy Retrieval, Superior Energy Retrieval, 4 Cross Switcher, 3 Nest Ball, 3 Ultra Ball, 2 Earthen Vessel, 1 Energy Retrieval, 1 Pal Pad, 1 Super Rod, 3 PokéStop, 6 Water Energies, and then 5 Metal Energies. I have had tons of fun playing this deck recently. I have had a little bit of a winning streak on the ranked ladder with it, and it's been tons of fun. So I'm really excited to jump into some gameplay here of this deck. So let's jump right in to that gameplay. Alright guys, and here we are with that coin flip, picking tails, and we do end up winning the coin flip. So I feel like this deck wants to go first, because you want to be able to evolve first, to be able to evolve into Gholdengo, and be able to get, the Palkia V and stuff set up, get the Feebas set up, try to get into Milotic and stuff. So opening hand here, not too bad. Got a Radiant Greninja, got a Gholdengo, got double Worker, so if they put us underneath Path, we'll be able to get out of it. We got a Nest Ball, got Irida, Super Rod, Spirit Energy Retrieval, so not too bad. We're going to Nest Ball, bench that Gimmighoul, and pass. Our opponent here on Lost Box. Now, I want to point out something that's actually quite hilarious in my opinion. The first time I had played against this Gholdengo deck was at a Cup against Nick Delatoro, and Nick was on Gholdengo, I'm playing Lost Tina, and my opponent is playing Lost Tina. So I think it's quite ironic how the literal first game I play with Gholdengo was against Lost Tina very shortly after this Cup had happened. So in my head, I'm like, oh, this is fresh. I know what I need to be doing, because Nick and I had talked about it after the matchup, and I was like, oh, we're cooking. We're gonna get this. So I just found that quite hilarious, and it was very ironic to me, and it gave me a little bit of chuckle. So why don't I just put that in there real quick. So we got the PokéStop to bump the path. We also had the Worker to be able to do it too. So we are going to be able to evolve into this Gholdengo. We're going to be able to roll PokéStop. We got the Worker and Irida. We're going to get the Ultra Ball here. Now, I'm going to end up playing the Irida. I'm going to grab myself the Palkia V, and I'm going to grab myself a item card, and I end up grabbing Earthen Vessel here. And the reason I grab Earthen Vessel is because I want to try to find energies and try to discard them to Greninja and trying to coin bonus and just kind of thin my deck a little bit. So we're going to Earthen Vessel, discarding a Worker. And the reason I end up discarding a Worker is because I already had one and I don't really need a second one, but I want to keep the Ultra Ball because I want to be able to find Pokemon later on, hopefully. So we're going to Earthen Vessel, grab one of each. We're going to be able to attach the Metal Energy to this Gholdengo and to attack potentially, but first we're going to conceal cards. We get into a Cross Switcher and another Gholdengo, which isn't quite what we wanted. So we're going to coin bonus, draw 2, and we're going to get into a Water Energy and a Metal Energy. Now, I'm in a position where I actually am 1 energy short of being able to KO this Giratina V. Or sorry, I'm 2 energy short. I need to be able to get to 250. I can only get to 150 if I were to put the energies back into my hand. So I felt like saving the Superior Energy Retrieval would be a better option at this moment to be able to just get a little chip damage in with 50 there. And our opponent going to roll the PokéStop. I will say, as a Lost Tina player, I really feel like rolling PokéStop is... I don't think it's that great to be doing in Lost Tina. I get punished a lot of the times when I roll PokéStop. There's been tons of times where I'm like, all right, PokéStop, I hit like Comfey, Energy, Cram, and they just discard. And I'm like, yep, feels bad. Or one time I PokéStopped and it was like Psychic Energy, Grass Energy. And I'm like, yep, that feels real bad. And I had to waste my Super Rod to put them back in. So that's just kind of my thought here. They're going to evolve into the Giratina V-Star, play a path. We got that Worker to bump that. And we're going to conceal cards, discarding an energy. We got the Feebas. We got the Milotic already in our hand here. So we are in a position where we'll be able to evolve this next turn to stop any Roxanne's late game or any Ionos or anything of that nature. So we're going to Ultra Ball, discarding this Water Energy and an Ultra Ball to grab a Palkia V-Star. Now, I put myself in a position where I am actually 1 benched Pokemon away to be able to KO their Giratina V-Star. Because, let's say I bench 2 basics, I will be short. I will be 20 short because the max damage you can get on a Palkia V-Star is 260, and they have to have a full bench also, which they don't have. So we're going to Superior Energy Retrieval here, get rid of a Battle VIP Pass and a Gholdengo to put 3 energies back into my hand. Now I'm going to be able to make it rain, and I end up checking to see if Comfey is weak to metal, so I only have to discard 1. So we're going to discard a Water Energy here to take a KO on that Comfey, which puts me on odd prizes, which the hard part I feel like about Gholdengo in decks like this is you're trying to end the game, I wouldn't say necessarily quick, but you're trying to take big KOs with just discarding many energies. So I feel like discarding, 1 energy or 2 energies to discard a single prize Pokemon doesn't feel as good because they're able to respond relatively quickly with Giratina V and V-Star. So my opponent does exactly what they need to be doing in this matchup, actually, which is getting 2 Tina set up, and they are going to Lost Impact, KOing my Gholdengo. Now, I don't have another Gimmighoul set up. I can get, another Gimmighoul because I can Nest Ball for it and stuff, but I also put myself in a situation where I'm able to KO their Giratina V on the bench, because if I end up getting another Cross Switcher, I can Cross Switcher out into their Giratina V and then retreat out of Greninja or whatever to be able to attack. So we're trying to just thin the deck right now at the moment. We're going to be able to conceal cards this turn. We're going to be able to Irida as well. I'm going to conceal cards first, discarding a Water Energy, draw 2. We're going to get that Gimmighoul here, and we got to get 1 more Pokemon on the bench so I can hopefully really KO this Giratina V. I'm able to get it this turn. I'm going to be able to get the Manaphy here, and then I'm going to grab a Cross Switcher off this Irida, just checking the prizes a little bit, kind of looking at things and figuring it out. But I'm like, oh, wait, yeah, I have this Cross Switcher in my hand. There's absolutely zero need to grab this Ultra Ball, so we're going to grab Cross Switcher here, and then I'll be able to bench the Manaphy, attach the Manaphy, retreat, put me at 240 to be able to KO this Giratina V. So we're going to double Cross Switcher, pull the Giratina V, put up our Manaphy, and then retreat out of it into the Palkia VSTAR. So attach, retreat into the Palkia VSTAR. Going to give me 2 prizes here. Put us at a nice 3-4 split. The unfortunate part is, though, is that I personally don't like to be on odd prizes. But I feel like playing against Lost Box, you're going to get on odd prizes no matter what. And there's not a whole lot you can do about it. So we're going to super up, putting in a Metal Energy and 2 Gholdengos back into the deck. We're going to KO, get an Avery and a Metal Energy off those prizes here. And I feel like Avery is a really good card in this matchup, because if they end up flooding their bench with, like, you know, Sable Eyes or Comfeys or a bunch of other stuff, you're able to, like, play Avery and put them in a position where they have to discard other stuff and try to, like, thin out their bench. So I really like Avery in the deck for those kind of matchups where they're trying to flood their bench really quickly. So our opponent here kind of put in a little bit of an odd situation. They're not quite able to start Requiem yet. They got to get more into the Lost Zone, and they got to get just things rolling here. So they are going to Chorus those, so that puts them at 11 in the Lost Zone. So if they are able to Mirage Gate and put energies onto this Giratina V-Star, they'll be able to start Requiem by Palkia. So they're going to put 2 energies back into the deck, 2 Psychic energies. They're going to Mirage Gate, and they're going to attach a Psychic and a Water Energy. The reason they probably end up attaching the Water Energy here is because I have a Manaphy, and it's kind of hard for them to deal with it. But they're either playing 2 or 3 Water Energies in the deck, so they're going to Lost Impact my Palkia V-Star, putting 2 of the Water Energies into the Lost Zone. So now I know that I'm safe from a Greninja attack the rest of the game. So we don't really have to worry about any of our Gimmighouls or anything getting attacked with a Greninja, because they had put them in the Lost Zone. So we're going to coin bonus here, draw 2. We're going to get a Gholdengo off of that, and then I'm going to coin bonus again, draw another card, get another Gholdengo. We're going to Avery. They don't end up discarding anything, but not too big of a deal. We will be able to get a Pokéstop. We'll be able to conceal cards and stuff this turn. So I'm going to roll that Pokéstop, and we end up hitting 3 energies off of that Pokéstop, which isn't quite what we want to hit, but it can work out for us in a weird way, because I do have 2 Spirit Energy Retrievals, and I need to hit 300 damage on this Giratina V-Star to be able to KO it with my Gholdengo. So we are going to be able to conceal cards still here. We got Spirit Energy Retrieval to be able to discard the Gholdengo and another energy to get more back into our hand. So in this moment, I play Earthen Vessel, and I probably shouldn't have, because I only had 1 energy left in the deck. Had I just Superior Energy Retrievaled and discarded Earthen Vessel and, like, Avery, I would have been able to get more into my hand. But it ends up all working out, because we're going to be able to make it rain for 300 damage onto this Giratina V-Star. So I'm trying to kind of map out where they go from here. It's going to be really difficult for them to now take 2 prizes next turn. They don't have another Giratina set up. They have put water energies into the Lost Zone, and usually most Lost Tina decks only play 2 to 3 water energies in the deck, so they aren't able to pull off a Greninja. Plus, I have Manaphy also on my bench. So I now know that I think this game is locked up. The only option they have is to bench another Giratina V, get energies onto it, hit my Gholdengo for 160 with a Shred, hope that I can't KO it on the Crackback on my next turn with Make It Rain. So that's kind of the only hope they have. But little do they know that I ended up getting literally 2 Cross Switchers off of my prizes, which is kind of nuts. I don't think that really happens very often, and it was kind of crazy. I remember when I was playing, I was like, okay, yeah, double Cross Switcher right off the prizes. We love that. So it worked out for us there. So they're going to put up the Comfey here, and I think they're kind of realizing that they don't really have an out. The only out they have is a Giratina V, but I've KO'd 2 Giratina Vs, and if they put the other one in the Lost Zone, then they can't get it out. So they're actually just going to pass to us and kind of just be like, yep, you got it, buddy. So we're going to make it rain, discarding these 2 energies here for 200 damage on that Comfey to take our last prizes. Now, I will say that this matchup is very fun to play, in my opinion, not only because I'm a Lostina player and it's been something that I have been playing for quite some time, but also because it was so fresh in my head at the Cup and losing to Gholdengo when playing Lostina that I felt like this was like my redemption a little bit, and I was like, this is my time to shine, and it was really nice. So worked out there, tons of fun to play. I love this Gholdengo deck. I'm having tons of fun. I've been going on a little bit of a win streak with it lately, like I had said, and it's been a blast. So let's jump right in to that outro. Alrighty guys, and that's going to do it here for our Gholdengo EX deck. One last shout out to Nick for allowing me to use the Decklist that they had used at the Cup, so thank you again for that. And I really hope to see more decks kind of pop up with Gholdengo. We had seen it before with like Scizor and stuff, but I feel like this is probably the best version we have of Gholdengo right now. And who doesn't like cheesestick? I mean, he's our favorite cheesestick. So I'm really excited to see what can happen with Gholdengo in the future. I'm definitely going to be tinkering around with it and see if I can figure out some weird stuff to put into the deck. But I want to make sure to put this deck list in the description below as well. So if you guys want to try the deck out for yourself, you'll be able to. Alrighty guys, if you haven't yet, don't forget to leave a like, smash the subscribe button, because I really do appreciate it. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace!